the realists understand that second chances and second opportunities are rare, and they're hard to come by, and especially when they're situations that you could see would have furthered you, would have bettered you. Is something that if you would have been patient and would have took the time to evolve with and to learn and to grow with, it would have brought you somewhere good. And it's good to take these opportunities, these opportunities of the unknown, these opportunities that, have much more experience and wisdom to gain from, unless you're not, there already, and you've already put yourself where you've learned from stuff like that, But these opportunities are gonna come when you're not even ready. It's always when you're not ready when a risk is, there to be taken. And it's up to you on whether if you wanna sacrifice, whatever it is you got going on right now, or, you gotta kind of intertwine them, or you just gotta find a way to make it work. But these opportunities are, always not going to go as planned. They're always going to turn out into something different, and it's going to lead down different paths and different directions, and it's up to you to kind of just stay on point. You're always going to have to stay on point, really. What does it mean to stay on point? Your mind's got to be sharp. You got to stick to your guns. Every day is not going to be the same. You're going to feel different some days compared to other days, And a lot of things when it comes to, you being the realist and understanding that, these second opportunities, they don't come that often. These opportunities where it's, you're never going to have that happen again, and it really has a lot to do with when you first meet someone. It has a lot to do with impressions, a first impression. You can, and it kind of varies, depending on who you are, where, some of us, kind of get away with looking exactly the same, or still kind of, looking the same way we would look if we were ready compared to not being ready. Whereas some of us will look completely different, in situations where you have to be ready. You always have to be ready. You always have to be standing your ground. You have to stick by what you mean and who you really are, Yeah. So the realist will understand that second opportunities come very rarely, and if this third opportunity comes, and it could be the same thing where you didn't learn, you kept on making a mistake, you kept on failing, but a third chance, if you want to call it a chance, right? That is what you're going to call extraordinary. A third chance is extraordinary because it's more valuable and it's more rare than what you'd call rare. That's what you call extraordinary, because that's something where it's like, okay, this probably is a scenario where you need to make this work. This is something that you need to do. This is something that the universe is really wanting you to do, So when it comes to things like this, it all just comes down to you need to be ready. And that's something the realist knows. And they know that if it's one of these situations that is completely just once out of a blue moon, I'm talking just straight 0.001% chance this could have happened to you. And not only once, not only twice, but more than 2 times you've had situations like this happen to you where, okay, that is really rare that happened. And you get a second chance with that. You understand that when you not only miss out, but when you lose something that you put so much effort and time into, And it could be a possibility that you don't really get to have this again, or you don't get to have this experience again, or it's going to take a long time for you to gain this back. You understand how much pain that really is, and it's pain that people just can't see, and it puts you in spaces and makes you act out in ways that people don't understand. We talked about the whole first impression thing, and yeah, you know, it's just one of those things where you don't know, but you know. And it could even be as simple as you think you're the perfect fit for a job, and you go in and you actually kind of believe you're about to get it. You're gonna get this position, right? And they kind of tell you, nah, it's all good, man. Nah, it's all right, man. You know, better luck. Maybe, you know, try back another time. And, you know, you're not going to argue with that. You know, you're just going to kind of say, okay, yeah, I appreciate it. But you're going to wonder, well, how come they didn't pick me? I thought I was a pretty good fit. It's something just about your impression, and something that you may have going on during that time, or something that you don't see in yourself that you're showing to other people that they can see, you know? So that kind of goes into the, you know, whole opportunity thing too. You just always kind of gotta have that mindset, be ready to adapt into, you know, any environment you're about to fall into. Because if you're the realist, hey, we got to be honest with ourselves, you know? We're the ones who experience the extraordinary stuff. We're the ones who experience the things that allow you to speak, the things that allow you to have stories, the things that allow you to, you know, to feel that hurt, to feel that pain when you just had that for just a moment. And you remember all the thoughts and all the memories and everything you told yourself you were gonna do right when you got that. And why is it that you couldn't feel that way right when you got that? It's just because of the moment, and everything in the moment. And everything always happens so much faster in the moment than when you think about the moment. It's when you think about the moment where it's all slow, you know, and it's all quiet, you know, and you have all the time in the world to just to reflect and to look back on what you could have did better, you know, compared to when you were actually in the moment. So this is when we get into things like time, and that has a lot to do with this too. Is you got to make sure that you're really in the times, and you're doing what it is that you do right now. You can't procrastinate. When you don't procrastinate, you find yourself in these scenarios that are very extraordinary, that are rare, where, yo, if you get like another third chance with this, hands down, this was meant for you. If you get a third chance, that's extraordinary. That's something where, no, this was meant to happen. And you kept failing, you kept making mistakes, but you know what they say, is it third time's a charm? You know, the realists understand that, you know, these second opportunities, these rare opportunities, that, you know, it's very rare for that to happen a second time. And if it happens a third time, that is extraordinary. You know, this is something where you got to keep going. You got to keep standing by who you are. You got to keep having patience and keep having discipline. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. 100%. You know, and you always got to build upon that and keep, you know, just always have that vision in mind. Always have that vision in mind of what it is you truly want. Always have that vision in mind of what you truly need to do to get to where you want to be, because that's what it really all comes down to. If you got the right vision, the motivation and the endurance and, you know, all the patience and discipline and knowledge is going to come with it. All the experience is going to come with it if you really have this vision about what it is that you want and what it's going to take for you to get there, you know? And it's always the unexpected things that are going to come your way. You're not going to be ready. You're not going to see it coming. You know, when these opportunities hit you, you're not going to see it coming. It's going to be a day when you're not ready, you know? You could be ready, but you just didn't see it coming. You're not ready as in you're not planned for what it is that's really about to hit you. You never thought something like this, that someone like this existed. You never thought that there would be something like this. And then when you really piece it all together, when you have these moments hit you, you know, more than once, you're gonna know that you really are the realist. And more of these opportunities will come when you are not ready. Like you could be prepared, you could be preparing, just knowing this, but you're not gonna be ready for what comes. You might not have the right tools, you might not have the right things to say, you know? So, anyway, I appreciate you guys for checking out this video. Thank you for watching.